Peter Layden's recent video has captured significant attention, sparking conversations across a wide audience. His message, brimming with grand optimism about the future, has inspired many viewers to reconsider what lies ahead. However, this bold vision has also prompted mixed reactions. While some embrace Layden's hopeful outlook, others find themselves grappling with personal anxieties and doubts. This contrast highlights a growing gap between sweeping narratives of progress and the everyday concerns individuals face. As the discussion unfolds, it becomes clear that optimism and skepticism often coexist, shaping how people interpret messages about the future. In today's world, we often find ourselves caught between two conflicting narratives. On one hand, there are inspiring visions of a future shaped by innovation, progress, and possibility. On the other, many people experience daily life as unpredictable and unstable, marked by economic, social, and environmental challenges. This contrast creates a paradox unique to our era, where optimism about what lies ahead coexists with anxiety about the present. Navigating this tension requires us to acknowledge both the hope that fuels ambition and the uncertainty that shapes our reality. It is within this dynamic that we search for meaning and direction, striving to reconcile our dreams with the complexities of the world around us. Before we can truly embrace optimistic narratives, it's essential to acknowledge the presence of fear and skepticism. These emotions often serve as natural responses to uncertainty and change, shaping how we perceive new ideas. By addressing these concerns openly, we create a foundation of trust and understanding. This approach not only validates individual experiences, but also paves the way for more authentic and meaningful engagement. When people feel heard and respected, they are more likely to consider hopeful perspectives and participate in constructive dialogue. Ultimately, confronting fear and skepticism is the first step toward building a shared vision for a brighter future. When conversations turn to the swift pace of technological and societal change, three major fears often emerge. The first is the fear of job displacement, as automation and artificial intelligence threaten to render certain skills obsolete. Second is the concern over loss of privacy, with new technologies enabling unprecedented levels of surveillance and data collection. Finally, there is anxiety about social fragmentation, as rapid change can disrupt traditional communities and values. Together, these fears shape much of the public debate surrounding innovation and progress. One of the most common fears in today's rapidly evolving world is the anxiety of being replaced by new technologies like artificial intelligence. As advancements accelerate, many people worry that their skills may become outdated, leaving them feeling vulnerable and uncertain about the future. This sense of personal obsolescence can be overwhelming, as it challenges not only job security, but also one's sense of purpose and identity. The pace of change can make it difficult to keep up, fueling concerns about staying relevant in the workforce. Such fears are natural responses to the unknown, reflecting deeper questions about adaptability and the value of human contribution in an increasingly automated world. A significant fear about the future is that progress may not be shared equally. As technology advances and new opportunities emerge, there is a growing concern that only a select few will benefit, while many are left behind. This sense of exclusivity can deepen existing inequalities, making it harder for marginalized communities to catch up. The gap between those with access to resources and those without may widen, creating social and economic divides. People worry that the future could become a place where prosperity is reserved for the privileged, rather than a shared achievement for all. A common fear in turbulent times is the unsettling thought that what we are witnessing is not simply a period of change, but the unraveling of the very structures that hold society together. This dread arises when familiar systems seem to falter, and uncertainty clouds the future. People may worry that the chaos is not paving the way for renewal, but instead heralding a breakdown of order and stability. Such concerns can amplify anxiety, making it difficult to envision a positive outcome. The fear of collapse often stems from a sense of powerlessness, as long-standing norms and institutions appear increasingly fragile. In these moments, it becomes challenging to distinguish between temporary upheaval and the possibility of irreversible decline. Moving beyond a reaction of fear, it becomes essential to approach Layden's thesis with a more analytical mindset. By re-examining his ideas through the perspective of historical cycles, we can better understand the patterns that have shaped societies over time. This approach allows us to see not just the inevitability of certain outcomes, but also the pivotal role that collective agency plays in shaping history. Rather than viewing events as predetermined, recognizing the influence of communities and individuals opens new possibilities for change. In this way, analysis replaces apprehension, fostering a deeper and more nuanced understanding of Leiden's arguments. Leiden's central argument is that American history unfolds in recurring 80-year cycles. According to this perspective, each cycle is marked by a period of chaos and upheaval, which ultimately sets the stage for renewal and significant innovation. By viewing the present moment through this lens, Leiden suggests that current challenges are not unprecedented, but rather part of a larger historical pattern. This framework implies that the turbulence we experience today may be a precursor to transformative change, just as it has been in previous eras. Leiden's cyclical view encourages us to see disorder not as a permanent state, but as a catalyst for progress and reinvention. The founding era was a time of profound transformation in American history. Marked by political upheaval and revolutionary ideals, this period saw the colonies break away from British rule. Leaders like George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, and Benjamin Franklin played pivotal roles in shaping the nation's future. The drafting of the Constitution established the framework for a new democratic government, emphasizing principles such as liberty, representation, and the rule of law. These foundational choices set the stage for the United States to grow into a unique experiment in self-governance. The challenges and debates of the era continue to influence American society and politics today. The Civil War era stands as a powerful example of extreme polarization in American history. During this period, the nation was deeply divided over issues such as states' rights and slavery, leading to a devastating conflict. However, in the years that followed, the country experienced significant growth and transformation. Major investments were made in infrastructure, including the expansion of railroads and telegraph lines, which helped to unify the nation. Additionally, there was a renewed focus on education with the establishment of land-grant colleges through the Morrill Act. These advancements laid the groundwork for economic development and social progress in the post-war era. In the aftermath of World War II, much of the world had faced unprecedented devastation. Cities lay in ruins, economies were shattered, and millions of lives had been disrupted. Yet this period also marked the beginning of a remarkable transformation. Governments invested heavily in rebuilding infrastructure, expanding education, and creating social safety nets. The United States, for example, launched the GI Bill, opening doors to higher education and home ownership for returning veterans. Across Europe, the Marshall Plan provided critical aid for reconstruction. These efforts laid the foundation for decades of broad-based prosperity and social progress, demonstrating how adversity can catalyze lasting positive change. The year 2025 stands out as a pivotal moment where several groundbreaking technologies are set to converge. Advances in artificial intelligence are expected to reshape industries, making processes more efficient and unlocking new possibilities. At the same time, clean energy innovations are reaching maturity, promising to reduce our reliance on fossil fuels and combat climate change. Bioengineering is also progressing rapidly, offering new solutions in healthcare, agriculture, and beyond. This convergence is not just a coincidence. It marks a period where the combined impact of these fields could accelerate societal transformation. The synergy between AI, clean energy, and bioengineering may lead to innovations that were previously unimaginable, setting the stage for a new era of progress. The turbulence we witness today can often feel overwhelming, even chaotic. However, by shifting our perspective, we might see these disruptions not as signs of imminent collapse, but as indicators of profound transformation. Throughout history, periods of upheaval have frequently preceded significant progress and renewal. The challenges we face may be symptoms of outdated systems, giving way to new structures better suited for the future. Recognizing chaos as part of a larger process of systemic rebirth allows us to approach uncertainty with resilience and hope. This reframing encourages us to seek opportunities for growth and innovation amid the disorder. Throughout history, societies have faced periods of uncertainty and upheaval that sparked widespread anxiety. In many cases, these moments of fear became catalysts for collective action and meaningful change. By examining how previous generations responded, organizing communities, advocating for reforms, and fostering resilience, we can find valuable lessons for today. These historical blueprints show that channeling anxiety into purposeful action not only alleviates fear, but also drives progress. Understanding this pattern empowers us to confront modern challenges with greater confidence and hope. The past reminds us that even in the face of daunting obstacles, proactive engagement can lead to lasting solutions. One common concern about rapid technological advancement is the belief that it demands enormous investments in education and reskilling. While adapting to new technologies does require updating skills, history shows that societies have successfully navigated similar transitions before. Educational systems and training programs also can evolve to meet changing workforce needs, often through targeted initiatives rather than sweeping overhauls. Many industries are already collaborating with educational institutions to create flexible learning pathways. By focusing on lifelong learning and continuous skill development, individuals and organizations can remain adaptable. The challenge is significant, but it is not insurmountable with thoughtful planning and investment. The collapse of financial capitalism has left many feeling uncertain and anxious about the future. However, this moment also presents a unique opportunity to rethink and redesign the systems that govern our economies. By acknowledging the flaws and inequalities of the past, we can begin to imagine structures that prioritize fairness and shared prosperity. This is a chance to move away from models that concentrate wealth and power and instead foster inclusive growth. Through collaboration and innovation, new frameworks can emerge that better serve the needs of all people. Recognizing this potential is the first step toward building a more equitable and resilient society. In times of crisis, it's natural to feel that the future is out of our hands. However, history shows that the choices we make together can profoundly influence what comes next. By working collectively, communities can rebuild, adapt, and even thrive after adversity. Each decision, from supporting local initiatives to participating in broader policy discussions, contributes to the direction our society takes. When individuals unite around shared goals, their combined efforts can spark meaningful change. The post-crisis world is not predetermined. It is shaped by the actions and commitments of people working together. This sense of agency can help transform fear into hope and resilience. Leighton's message serves as both a reflection of our present concerns and a call to action. He highlights the anxieties that shape our era, urging us not to remain passive in the face of uncertainty. Instead, Leighton challenges each of us to take an active role in shaping what comes next. By acknowledging the complexities of our time, he encourages a sense of responsibility and optimism. Ultimately, his words remind us that the future is not predetermined, but something we can influence through our choices and actions. In the end, the decisions we make today carry significant weight, shaping not only our own lives, but the future of our communities and the world. It is natural to feel apprehensive when faced with uncertainty and complex challenges. However, allowing fear to dictate our actions limits our potential for growth and progress. By choosing to engage thoughtfully and constructively with the issues before us, we open the door to meaningful change. Moving beyond fear requires courage, empathy, and a willingness to collaborate. As we navigate these pivotal moments, our present choices become the foundation for a more hopeful and resilient tomorrow.